And I think we're going to share, Lance Riggin, look at you. We're going to share our fractional page with everybody. Am I right, guys? That way you can follow along.
Yep.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
great.
So those of you that you're on here, you're obviously in our fractional community. So you can follow along as well. If you go on back onto our fractional community, you can select the project tab and you'll see what we're sharing too. So oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to kick us off. Guys, again, thank you so much for everybody's time. We are just beyond grateful. There's 93 of you on here making time for us tonight. Thank you. We're going to give you a quick overview, introduce ourselves. We'll go into the project in detail, and we'll have time for Q&A at the end. Throughout the evening, we're going to be putting a link to a Google spreadsheet in the chat, and that's what we'd like you to use to ask questions, if you don't mind. That's going to help us capture everyone's questions. So for future presentations, we can make sure we're touching on um, some of those questions ahead of time. So without further ado, I'm Tracy Koa, and I am the business operations lead for our team. I'm a retired educator. A lot of you know that. I was an educator for 25 years. And I've turned into a full-time real estate investor about almost 2.5 years ago. I'm an expert in various co-living strategies, market analysis, in business operations. And so that's what I'll be bringing to the team.
Yeah. No, so I'm Dustin Geroski. Tracy and I just finished last week teaching co-living inside of Sub 2. And so we figured what better way to unofficially continue the class and launch a deal on Fractional. Uh, Part of it, obviously, is we want people to invest with us, but the other part too is to show a real life example, like coming right off the semesters of how other people can utilize Fractional and raise projects for their or raise money for their own projects.
Yeah.
Because I know one of my bottlenecks leading up to this Fractional was you spend all this time and energy to hunt down a deal, but then you had to neglect some of your private money contacts and then or vice versa. And so Fractional, it's an amazing way
Yeah.
to just link two worlds. But yes, I business strategy lead. I handle essentially hunting down the deals, structuring it, and then I'm also overseeing like building out our org chart, like plugging in our team as we expand and really fine tune it.
Mhm.
What's up, guys? I'm Kaipo Cordiera. So my role is investment strategy and investor relations. So I specialize in raising capital, structuring investment opportunities, and just building strong investor relations. I mean, we all kind of Dustin, Tracy, and I, right? We're part of the Sub 2 Owners Club, and I mean, another thing I wanted to talk about is like how powerful just partnering up and being able to collaborate with each other is because I mean we all have a connection to Hawaii and that's kind of like what first brought us together. But I mean once we started hanging out and realized like our dynamic, we work well together, we decided to just partner up and get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. And then our fourth partner, we have Audrey. If she wants to introduce herself.
Hey guys, my name's Audrey McClintock. My background is in real estate. I've been working in real estate for 10 years in finance, and then also recently, in the last 5 years, worked for a couple startups. My focus has been on finding creative ways to maximize returns through short-term rental portfolios and co-living portfolios.
Yep.
Yeah.
And her expertise is she works for a company that we all know well. So
Mhm.
that's where her expertise comes from with co-living. She's definitely a subject matter expert in the house.
Absolutely. In so many areas. We're so grateful to have you on the team with us, Audrey.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I'll give you a quick overview of our vision. As Dustin said, we taught the co-living semesters leading up to that. And I'd say the last 6 months, we really dove into learning more about what were the barriers for other people to get involved in co-living. We're all extremely passionate about affordable housing, and we feel strongly that co-living is a great way to meet the demand. And so we started figuring out why is it that more people aren't getting involved in co-living. And we identified a couple barriers. Two that were really stood out to us were the funding, right? It was tricky for people to figure out that funding aspect and how would they raise a capital and how do they refi and all the pieces. And then it was just the straight up, I don't know that I want to do this alone. It's a little scary because it's tricky and it's different than what I'm used to. And so people would, come to us with deals and opportunities and they were just almost frozen. Like, I don't know if I can move forward. So we thought, how can we support people? And part of our vision is we want to empower 10,000, yes, 10,000 community members to purchase their first co-living property. And I know there's some folks on here that aren't part of the subto or Gator community, and that's okay because you're part of our community now. So we want to empower you as well to purchase your first co-living property. And then that will help meet what was our original goal, which was to help 1,000 people by providing affordable housing through co-living. So by helping 10,000 community members, you're going to help us meet our initial goal a lot quicker. With that being said, what we decided was to create an opportunity that not only provided true ownership, but also took it a step further and provided education and support in a community. So what we're going to present to you today is an equity partner ownership. Well, you will have direct ownership in the deal. We're looking to raise $236,000 today to purchase a fully operational 9-bedroom, 3-bathroom co-living property in Decatur, Georgia. We've opened up the minimum investments to as little as $5,000. Again, we really want to make this attainable for people. Each $5,000 increment secures you 2.5% equity. Your equity stake includes cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits, of course. We're going to go deeper into all that and break that down, but I just wanted to give you a big picture. So,
Yeah,
yep.
the other thing too that we're introducing is, so we want to find people that want to mastermind in a sense.
Yeah.
So Tracy mentioned the 5K minimum. Um, we're also using this as a way to filter and identify people that want to collaborate at a higher level. So people that invest a $10,000 minimum. We are going to be doing either 2 to 3 times a year. It'll depend. A mastermind in Hawaii. A couple reasons why Hawaii, of all places, other than everyone wants to go. But Tracy, Kaipo, and I have all lived there at different points. We have a lot of connections. A company we all know or heard of, PadSplit, they're listed, but they don't have inventory quite yet. And so we would like to be some of the first to enter that market. We have a lot of connections. I went to undergrad there. Tracy owns properties there. Kaipo lived there forever. He owns a business there. So we have a lot of connections. And so in addition to the actual capital raise for the deal, that's also some non-monetary things coming along as part of this deal.
Yeah. So anybody that invests with us at 5,000 or more, you'll have an opportunity. Again, you're an owner. Kyle will go over how fractional works, but just in short, we will be owners on an LLC together, and you will have the opportunity to be part of this entire process and learn from us the whole way through. At 10,000 or more, that's when you'll have the benefit of being part of the mastermind. And that's where when we meet, we're going to really just dive deep, deep, deep and get you guys even more in sync. Our goal is truly to help people learn how to master this themselves so that once we've been through this investment together and we're on the other side, or even before then, obviously, because it's an equity partnership, so it's a little longer hold. But our goal is you invest with us and you have access to us and all the other people that are here on the investment with us, so that you walk away, you feel like you can do this yourself. You've got a team to lean on, you've got a community. Yeah, so co-living, I'll just really briefly, why co-living for us? Again, we feel confident that it is the missing link to affordable housing. It's fully scalable. We're going to teach you how to do that. It's, in our opinion, recession resistant. You maximize rental returns because we're optimizing that occupancy in a single family home. So I think at this point we want to kind of start to dive in a little bit deeper. Do
Yeah,
you want
some
me to,
specifics.
yeah, do you want me to go over the benefits, the equity ownership benefits, or do one of you guys want to pick that up? Most of you that know me know I talk too much, so
I got that. I got it. So
okay, thanks, Kaipo.
basically, the opportunity is we're looking for equity partners, right? So we're looking for PMPs, people to partner with us and get an equity stake, right? A $5,000 minimum, like Tracy said earlier. Each $5,000 increment equals 2.5% of equity stake in the property. There's going to be quarterly cash flow distributions, right? And so this is something that I wanted to kind of lean into and point out too, right? So the breakdown for the cash flow is 70% of the cash flow is going to go to the PMPs, and
Kaipo,
yeah,
can you say that again? What percent? Because I know I fought you on
70
it.
70 so 70% of the cash flow is going to go to the investors and 30% is going to go to the GPs. So there's a big, it's enough said, right? That's a lot. That's a good deal, right? All of the partners is going to continue to have ownership with voting rights, right? So, I mean, this is a long-term play, so 5 to 8 year play. And I mean, before we do anything with the property, if we're going to refi, if we're going to exit or whatnot, all of the investors, we're going to huddle up and we're going to decide as a team and have, voting in there. Another thing we wanted to add as well, right, which was more value and to help get more people into the deal, newer Gators and stuff like that, is we are going to let people from the community fund the EMD as well, right? So, I mean, I believe Tracy has a link to, whoever wants to fund this EMD. This is
Yeah,
open for funding right now. Yeah.
can I pause you just super quick? Okay, well, another piece that is really important to us, as you know, is just really supporting the community. So we decided that we'd really like to, not on this first one, but moving forward, we really want to support new Gators coming into the community. So we want to help 1,000 new Gators get their first EMD deal. So I'm going to put a link to a Google form. If you are interested in either lending on EMD or we'll talk about how you can wedge into a deal, please fill out that form. And we'll go ahead and we'll start just based on who signed up first. We'll start reaching out to you on our next deals. And again, we just want to help Gators that have not had a chance to do a deal.
Yeah. So
Or
Gators and
Gator.
Gators for the EMD, and we also are going to include, if anybody's open to being a credit partner, right? So a loan sponsor, right? We're going to open that up as well to, people who potentially wants to be a loan sponsor or credit partner, right? And that person gets equity as well. They get, a portion or a share per se. And then another thing, part of the cheat code and wedging, another part of the wedge, being able to wedge yourselves in a deal is also, our investments, the opportunities open to Gator wrestling as well, right? So, I mean, maybe you might not have funds, but you might have people that do have funds, right? So, I mean, we'll work something out where we're able to bring, Gator wrestling people bringing funds into the deal as well. And like Tracy did say, there's also benefits, right? So it ain't just part of the opportunity is the benefits. So we do plan, right, to do an exclusive mastermind in Hawaii 1 to 2 times per year. But the minimum investment, the entry for the mastermind will be at the $10,000 range. So you have to be whoever picks up two shares, right, will be invited to that mastermind. And there's going to be ongoing education support. Like Tracy said, we're going to be open and teach. every one of the partners along the way, each step going to be transparent along the way. And once again, right, quarterly cash flow is 70% for the investors, 30% for the GPs.
That sounds good. Let's see. Did we want to show some numbers, or do we want to show, or does Audrey want to talk about why she likes this? She helped us vet it, filter it
Yeah,
from all the
let's do
many
that.
choices.
That would be,
Sure. Are you guys sharing the
let's
fractional?
pull that up. Kyle, would you be able to share that, our fractional page, so that we can, thank you. Yeah, guys, we are beyond fortunate to have Audrey on our team. I mean, she is a market analysis expert, and we, as you can imagine, we get a lot of opportunities sent our way, and to have someone like Audrey who can really quickly just throw out the bad ones is amazing.
She's our
Yeah, for
guru.
sure.
Mhm.
Wow, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this property is in Decatur, Georgia. Can you scroll down a bit to the screenshots that I posted in here? Yeah, scroll up. Sorry. Okay, so this property, the subject property here is in zip code 30034 in Decatur, Georgia. Well, you can see we do have 329 bedrooms in this zip code. The average occupancy is at 94%, which is really solid. And then I kind of looked in the area. We really don't have any properties in that general vicinity, besides the subject property, which is a really good sign. Some neighborhoods we have like 10 properties on the street, a lot to choose from, but this is kind of in its own little pocket, which is cool. This property's been on the marketplace since 2021. So it's one of our longer tenured properties, and it's pretty solid as far as occupancy is concerned and gross revenue throughout its tenure. I have highlighted here on the second screenshot multiple properties within the zip code. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 column here is occupancy. So super strong occupancy. 7 of 7 are rented, 7 of 8 are rented, 6 of 7, 6 of 6. So really, really strong indicators there. And then I've highlighted a couple of comps, similar properties nearby the subject property, and how those have performed or how it is performing. So this property here, it's a single family. It's a 9-bedroom, 2-bath, which is actually not allowed. We have a 4-to-1 ratio on the platform for bedrooms to bathrooms. So that probably tells me this property has been on the platform a long time. But either way, 9 of the bedrooms are occupied. This property's grossed 17 grand this year already, which is really, really awesome. And in February, you can see it grossed 6,200. It netted 5,500. Here's a similar comp, another 9-bedroom, 3-bath. I think the subject property is an 8-bedroom, right? So you should see very similar numbers here. And then lastly, I have another 8-bedroom and then a 7-bedroom, all fully occupied. And these are within a mile of our subject property. So really strong demand, really good indicators, very similar in size, bed to bath count. So overall, I really like this property for you guys. I have some insights, and they have some long tenured tenants, which is a really good sign. And the property's performed well month over month since it onboarded,
Yeah.
especially in the last year.
Audrey, wasn't the average tenant stay on this property like 200 something days?
Yeah, I think there's a couple tenants that have been there for over a year. There's 4 that have been there over 6 months to a year. So yeah, really strong tenure, which is a really good sign because PadSplit works when all rooms are rented. Ideally, that's when you're cash flowing. A lot of turnover and vacancy drags down your net. So we really dug in on this one and saw, okay, wow, there's really long tenures for the tenants, and that's a really good sign. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. So
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. If we want, I can jump in to the numbers.
Let me share just super quick, Dustin. I wanted to just say, um, I can't, did we show, sorry guys, I was offline fixing the Q&A form, which is now fixed. Did we show interior photos or no? We did not. Okay, no
No,
worries.
no, not yet.
No, that's okay. You'll pop into the, we'll talk about, I think you go into our expenses. I just
There
wanted to,
were there
yeah.
were interior, just like the bedroom photos on up top,
Okay.
as much as we could fit on the top of the platform. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to check them out real quick?
No, no, that's okay. No, yeah. We know there's a little love. That's what I was going to say. We need to put a little love into it. It is fully, I think all the rooms, but maybe one is currently occupied. But we will put a little TLC into it. We know that. I just know if you're off going offline, you're looking at the photos. I don't want someone to go, oh my gosh, this is, you know, we know we're going to spruce it
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the big thing too, or the big pro when you look at the photos is you're going to see how big these bedrooms are.
They're
I know
huge.
on some of our other co-living, um, if it's too small, that room tends to have the high turnover. So we like this because it's some really big rooms. Like some are surprisingly big. But yeah, so regarding the numbers, this top picture, it is breaking down. This is like our own underwriting, this first chunk. Um, and you'll see it's based on our estimates like that we taught inside of sub two, like the calculator we use there. And what was really cool is we don't have it on here, but we have the T12, the past 12 months of data. And so again, we are buying a cash flowing asset. So it's not like we're prospecting like, all right, we think this is going to be a good conversion. Take 3 to 6 months, convert it, and then hope we're getting cash flow. It's no, it's day one. And so our projections is within like 3% of what the past 12 months have been doing. And so it isn't a very attractive cash flowing asset. As Kaipo mentioned, I was hesitant because I was trapped on all the numbers, and you could see if Kyle scrolls down just a little bit more, yeah, this next chunk right here. So we are giving 70% of the cash flow to the investors. So what does that mean to you? I put it right here. So in the dark purple, it shows what a 5K investment is. And again, anything can happen, but we've skewed the cash flow so much that the projected, like how much is going in your pocket on an annual basis. So not including appreciation, debt pay down, tax benefits, none of that other stuff. But the cash flow for 5,000 annually is projected at 432. And so I don't know if our future deals are going to be this skewed, but we wanted to make, you know, it an attractive first one. And so this is going to be paid out on a quarterly basis, just because monthly is kind of crazy. It'll just be easier for books, everyone just keeping track of what's going on. So quarterly basis. And then when you look to the right a little more, we have 5 year and 10 year. At the beginning, Kaipo mentioned a 5 to 8 year hold. And so ideally, for those familiar with a syndicate model, ideally, when we hit a certain appreciation, so in like maybe 5, 6, 7 years, the property's gone up in value. We've had debt pay down. The average annual appreciation in Decatur, when I was looking at the data for the past several decades, was like 6.7%, and that's compounding. So ideally, we're not selling it. We can vote, of course, like figure that out, but we're going to refinance. And so what that means is you'll get your principal back, but you'll keep that percent ownership. And so you'll get the original five out, potentially more. Well, that's its own vote. But with the syndicate, you get the principal out and then you maintain the ownership. So you're getting cash flow still after that. And then on the 10 year, on this part, pretend we didn't refinance just for simplicity. Like we just kept building equity, it's appreciating, debt pay down. You could see here your the $5,000, and again, you're not limited to five. You can go as high as you want. That's just our minimum. The cash flow along the way, 5,900. But one thing I want to really hit home here is those in sub two or Gator that have been listening to Pace on these jam sessions. The big thing that you're getting is you're going to see everything that's going on with this property. So whether it's maintenance, tenant issues, like there is going to be a regular cadence to updates of where you're going to get paid to learn essentially. And so think of this as a unique way where you can buy your first co-living property. We're giving a very large chunk of cash flow. But the most important thing is you're going to learn everything you need to know about this property so that you have the confidence to eventually buy some on your own. So that's the biggest thing we're offering is essentially the foundation for you to learn and build the confidence, but also build your resume so that essentially you're raising capital for a deal like this on your own in fractional, and we're watching you and investing in like some of your deals. Tracy, did I miss anything on that part?
I don't think so. I think you did really well with that. Um, I think we hit a lot of the main points. Kaipo, what
Yeah,
about, yeah,
I was gonna say one other thing.
yeah.
I know in a couple of minutes when Kyle opens it up, we wanted to give a couple of freebies. So the first, second, and third
Oh, it's
people,
open, by the way, already, FYI.
perfect.
So,
So
mhm.
a couple of the freebies that we wanted to give, the first person that makes the 5K minimum deposit, we are giving a two-ticket luau package on North Shore, Oahu. I used to live half a mile from this place. It's called the Polynesian Cultural Center. And so if you look it up, it's a pretty amazing place to spend a full day, and you're actually going to see a full luau right there. The second person, two tickets to Kualoa Ranch. Anyone that's seen Jurassic Park or movies like that, you do
Amazing.
these four-wheel rides,
Hmm.
and you're seeing it's amazing. Like you need to Google Kualoa Ranch, and it's one of those places that you see in a lot of movies. I think like 50 First Dates, stuff like that. So I think we have a third one. We're gonna wait a little bit, but let's see. I think at the end, Tracy, did we want to go over some of those final things?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say too, we'll wrap our side up here in a minute. We want to let Kyle hop on and explain to you the way fractional works and the way the entity works and how we're truly and honestly partners together in this and owners together. And then we'll open it up for Q&A. I got the form working. I apologize, guys. I did not have that opened up. We don't have a ton of questions. We have like 13. So please make sure that you put your questions in that form for us so we can capture those. So I think, really just kind of wrapping it up, we discussed quite a bit so far. I think the equity piece is really important. We want to make sure that if you haven't ever lent on an equity project before and you haven't been an equity partner, that you understand that. So if you have questions or you want us to go through that even further, don't hesitate to put that in the questions. So again, today we're raising $236,000 to purchase a pre-existing property. It is currently being operated by PadSplit. They're a partner with the project. What we love about that, guys, is like Dustin said, there's no guessing. They've been on the PadSplit site for a long time, and there's really solid data, which we really love that. So we're not just like guessing. It's only a 2% deposit today, $5,000 minimum. Again, even at the $5,000 mark, you still get access to us on a regular basis because we will be in an ownership together. We'll be meeting regularly as owners. You'll be part of the entire project and you can ask all the questions. There's the curtain is open, so to speak, right? And then at the $10,000 or higher level, you'll get access to the mastermind. And that is, we're really excited. We feel like that's an opportunity for people that are just, they're all in and this is their vision for their business and they want to just dial in and have really strong partnerships moving forward. What else? We talked about Hawaii. We talked about, I'm just trying to think if I'm missing anything. I think
I
I,
think the one other thing, maybe it
oh,
was on the
yeah.
form, but I know a lot of people are interested in the Gator wrestling.
Yes, yeah. You want me to share that?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you for bringing that up. So again, we really want to open this up to allowing everybody to be involved in some capacity. So even if you don't have any money, if you can bring somebody to the table with money, an investor to the table that will invest $50,000 or more. Am I right? Was it 50,000 we ended up
Yeah.
on? So if you can bring somebody with 50,000 or more, you earn yourself a unit of equity. Okay. So again, you don't have to have a single penny. You'll get quarterly cash flow and you'll have an ownership stake. You'll be able to be part of the meetings because again, you have an equity stake, you are an owner, you'll get to learn alongside of us. So there's granted there are limited opportunities for that. We can't have more than a handful of kind of Gator wrestlers on each deal. So get out there if that's something you want to do, like get out there and hustle. We this is now live on our page. And so you can just send people here and what we'll do is if you are working, if you're in the process of wrestling and you've got somebody, you can reach out to us via email or you could DM any one of us on Instagram. And we'll hop on a call with you and we'll get you dialed in to make sure that the person you're working with, that you actually get credit for that relationship. We don't have anything set up like professionally just yet, but we will. We definitely want to create a system in the future to really capture that data for you. But in the meantime, just reach out to us and we'll make sure that that happens. And then a credit partnership, if you haven't ever been a credit partner, I'm telling you, if you have a good credit score, it is like the easiest thing ever. You show up, you will work with our operations lead and the institutional lender. And so you will be navigating sort of that institutional loan side of things, but really all you're doing is bringing your credit score and filling out the application and answering those questions, so to speak. And you will also earn a unit of ownership and have access to all the other benefits as well. Did I get that? Are we good?
Yeah. Perfect.
That was good.
Hi, Irving. Oh, thanks you, Karina. Thank you for putting that link in there. Great. Okay, let's see. If Stacy, I see your question. Do you mind throwing that in the Q&A form for us? I'll put that link in there one more time. I think we're ready for Kyle to hop in and share a little bit about fractional and guys, okay, I know I'm like hop in and then I talk, but I've got to plug you guys. Even if you're not ready to raise capital yet, get on Fractional. You're already on because you're here, but spend some time looking at other people's projects. Hop on other people's presentations. These guys are stellar. I've been raising capital for 2 years, and it's been a pleasure to work with you guys. It's been a breeze. So much great communication. You guys have an amazing, amazing platform and a great opportunity for everybody. So take it away, Kyle.
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate that. Hi, everybody. My name's Kyle. I've been in Sub2 since 2020, and I'll go through all the boring stuff here in a bit, but we actually have the co-founder and CEO, Stella Han, on tonight. And I'll kick it over to her. Maybe she can just say hi real quick, introduce why she created Fractional, and then I'll share the project and I'll go through like the boring things about like how you invest and the clicks and the paperwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. Well, hi everyone. I'm Stella Han. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Fractional. That was honestly such an awesome presentation opportunity. I'm so excited for everyone who's jumping in on this. I know, Kyle, if you refresh your screen, we'll see some lovely updates of people who've joined already. I think Avi is getting that Hawaii special, so super excited for him.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that. 40K in already with 5 investors. I'm so proud of you all. Super excited we're all doing this together and really inspiration for, starting Fractional is, I was new to real estate, 6 years ago, had no idea what I was doing. I'm personally based out of San Francisco, cost $1 million to buy a shack. I wanted to do out of state investing and was super overwhelmed. And I ended up having my really, breakthrough game-changing moment when I found partners who have experience, who are down to teach me, like Tracy, like Dustin, like Kaipo, and they helped me get in on my first deal without a whole lot of capital and, feeling like I had, people who had my back into doing it together. So, wanted to really create a platform where we can all come together as a community, be able to streamline actually forming and running a partnership together. So that's why we started Fractional as a business. And we've been doing this for a little bit over 4 years now. And it's been just so, so awesome just seeing, 150 people come on a Zoom on a Tuesday night, right, to learn and earn together and, get into an opportunity where you can, really grow your wealth and, create something that's for yourself and really take control of your own destiny. So super proud of what everyone has been able to do. And I'll pass it back to you, Kyle, to show everyone how to jump in on this opportunity.
yeah, thanks, Stella. All right, so you see 40K has already been committed. So what those 5 people have done is they've clicked this blue button. For you, it could say join project. I've already clicked the button. So for me, it says complete deposit. So you click the blue button, excuse me, and click edit deposit. So this little screen pops up. And here you enter your investment amount. $5,000 is the minimum. If you do the 10K, that's that Hawaii special. You could do 25,000. You could do anything above 5,000. But let's just put in 5,000 for the fun. So you'll see the 236 goal here. If you're just starting out, you might not have a business LLC, you might not have a 401k or an SDIRA. That's okay, but you do have the ability to invest via these vehicles here on Fractional. So click continue to payment. Actually, you know what? Give me 1 second. I am impersonating Fractional. Let me do my personal profile so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so now back to join project. $5,000. And here you'll see that my $5,000 investment equals 2.11% ownership. It's a 3% lock-in deposit, so that is 3% of your entire 100% investment. So once you go through this process, up to 60K, nice. Once we're in the sign and close stage, your additional 97% will be due. But right now, just to confirm your spot, it's only 3%. And I did see a question here about credit cards. You can use a credit card to pay your 3% fee. We may have some flexibility in the future for an entire credit card investment, but right now it is just for the deposit. Once you're in the sign and close stage, you will need to send an ACH transfer via bank account. So you either click the card or the US bank account here, enter your information. If you haven't verified your identity, you will be prompted to. We do electronic sign and closes. We're sending money back and forth. So we need to confirm you are who you say you are. Click this little check button down here and then pay your deposit. So as you see, this is up to 60K. So when this reaches $236,000, we will close the deposit stage and we will move this deal into the closing stage. So inside the closing stage, that's where Fractional gets to do the boring work. So that's where we're creating the LLC, where all the investors will become the owners and members of that LLC, and we'll create a customized operating agreement for you all. You'll get to vote on things. You even get to vote on how you vote, which is fun. I like that one. And what Fractional does is we do all the boring work. So we're going to, we'll do the taxes and compliance for the LLC. We'll do disbursements of all your cash flow, and we'll do votes. If anything comes up where you want to vote on it, we'll be the neutral third party for that. And then lastly, we do K1s for all the investors. So let's say there's 25 investors in here. We'll take care of all 25 investors' K1s for their tax purposes. And yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We're just here to make you guys look good and have fun and do more deals.
I have a feeling people have more questions for you. If it's a fractional specific question, Kyle, do you want to let people take their mic off?
Yeah.
Okay, for us, yeah,
I'll
we'll
probably
come
just have them
in
email
with
me.
ours. Or what's that?
I can have them email me just so, well, it depends on what they are. Are they in the chat?
There, I'm seeing maybe a couple in the chat. I just don't know. I think I just want to make sure that everybody gets their fractional questions answered before we go to our Q&A form.
Okay.
Q&A form
Yeah,
is
I
really
mean,
just an internal way for us to capture where we're missing, you know.
okay. Yeah, for fractional questions, people can unmute themselves if they want or
Maybe raise
raise
your
their
hand.
hand. Yeah.
But then specific to our deal, we'll get to those after.
Robert, you're up first. No ticket to Hawaii for you though.
It's okay. It's actually Becky, Robert's wife.
Hey,
And
Becky.
Hi,
put it
Becky.
in the I'm pledging, but it won't let me edit my name for his name because he is the one that wants to pledge the money.
Okay.
I just like because it's coming from his self-directed
Mhm.
IRA.
It's coming from his IRA, but it's your name right now.
Well, I am the one that registered on the Zoom on my phone, and he's
Okay.
registered on his laptop. And then we're here together. He's here with me now.
Okay.
And so we were pledging from my phone, but it has my name in my phone somehow.
It's probably best for him to create his own fractional account and then
Yeah, he has it.
invest
Okay.
via that way.
Okay. Thank you.
It'll kind of create a little bit of a hassle on the back end to switch out names, and it's easier if you
Okay.
could just do that now.
We'll have him do it right now. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks. Ronnie.
Hello.
Hey there.
All right. How you doing? Yeah, I got a quick question. So if I pledge 5,000, is there any way to like maybe change it if by the time we go to closing, if I wanted to invest more, or it'll probably be too late then?
Yeah, it might be too late, but what you can do is after you've made your pledge, this button will actually turn to edit deposit, and you can click on it and you can increase your deposit. You won't be able to decrease your deposit because you've already paid the 3% transaction fee, but you will be able to.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
Sorry?
you off. It's going fast. I didn't mean to cut you off. Is it 85,000 already? Is that what I'm looking at?
Right now it's at, let's see, 95,000. Yep.
Oh man, okay. I'd answered my question. It's
All
going
right.
fast.
We're glad that you're in though. That's so exciting.
You can be in more than one, right? Because I'm in the other one, the $1 million one also, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
You're
guys.
just learning from more people. You're learning from Pace in that one. This one's Tracy, Kaipo, Dustin.
All right. Thank you.
Leanne, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. My question is I guess a fractional question. This is the first I'm hearing about fractional or any of this. I came from, I got acquainted with Tracy and the RE network. So I'm not familiar with Gator and all of that stuff, but I am interested. And so is fractional like a monthly membership, or how do you have access to these deals?
Yes, so we are a platform that just facilitates the co-investment. Tracy, I think you and your team heard about us through Pace Morby. And so they just decided to work with us. We've had wonderful conversations about working together. And then within the past few weeks, they decided to greenlight this opportunity. And this is the first presentation they're doing.
Great. So how do you become a member of what's the fees and stuff? I'm assuming there's fees, right?
Yeah, so we have two fractional fees. They're listed in the underwriting. So they are 2% of the upfront, 2% of the capital. And then we have an annual fee, and they're all accounted for in the underwriting, but it's free to be
out of pocket, Audrey.
Yeah, it's free to be on fractional. The only time you ever pay for an investment is if you invest. You can create a free account. You can join other people's communities. You can log on to calls. You can, learn as much as you can. The only time money is ever exchanged is when a deal is about to get funded.
Okay, I thought I saw something where it said a 14-day free trial, but so that's why I was thinking there.
That's for something separate from tonight. That's so we have a community called Accelerate. Actually, there's some Accelerate members on tonight. And if you'd like to learn more about that, you can click that free trial, or I'll put my email here in the chat, and you can reach out to me for some more questions about that.
All right, thank you.
Audrey, you can come
You're
on
welcome.
here, Audrey, anytime and see new projects. I'm doing my best to post them on Read. They seem to get pulled down a lot, which is I've reached out to them and said I just want to share this really cool project with people. So I'm going to keep doing my best to share. So if this project doesn't work for you right now, we can connect on the side and I can make sure you know when we have, our next project up, and it doesn't cost anything for you, like Kyle said, to come on and kind of see what we've got going on.
Okay, that sounds great. Yes, I'm interested. I'd like to have
you.
more information, but this is just all brand new to me. I'm also very interested in the EMD, but I did fill out the form that Tracy
good.
put. So I did pull, but I would love more information on the EMD and then possibly the, like down payment funding.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Audrey.
Hey, Monica, thanks for your patience.
Hi, guys. I was just wondering, this is kind of a question for Tracy. I'm part of Sub 2. I actually saw her this morning on Paces
Hi,
Live.
Monica. Good to see you.
My question is, so you said if we invest 10K, you get to be part of the mastermind, and what does that mean?
Yeah, great question. So what we'd like to do is, by creating the mastermind, we want to have an opportunity to have us all meet in person. So this is just the first of many opportunities that we'll be bringing to the table. Our goal is to be doing 2 to 4, eventually 4 properties a month. And so each investment will have multiple investors, as you can see right now. And so let's say in 6 months from now, we're going to have 2, 3, maybe 4 properties. We want to get all of us together and to come in one place in person in the mastermind and just share really deep dive into all of our projects, what's working, where are we pivoting, what are the things that we learned, and really just helping support each other to take us all to the next level. It's not just about us, it's about truly the mission in my mind of
you need to put a
affordable
yes,
issue, right? And so how best can we do that? By bringing us all together and just creating a space for people that are really, really wanting to invest in themselves and in the educational side of things.
Okay.
You don't
Just
have
getting together, like-minded, figuring out how we can help each other grow, whatever, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just think back to masterminds have been around since the dawn of time, truly. And now we throw the word around a lot and there's, all these different things that happen, but a true mastermind is just like-minded people coming together to solve a problem and to support each other. And so that's our mission here with the mastermind. But you may say, I don't want any of that. I think co-living's super cool. And I'm just going to throw 50 grand at this and just know I'm doing a good thing. That's cool too. You don't need to show up to any of that. So it's anywhere in between.
Okay.
Thanks
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we had a question from Irving Harper.
Yeah, and then we should get to we've got now several questions, so we should get to those.
Well, Irving's trying to put 20 in.
Okay.
He's
Irving,
asking Kyle.
You need a hand with that? Is that right?
Yeah, and I can wait till this is all over and do this so we can move forward. My system is just not working to let me put the money in at this instant, and I don't want it to go up past the amount.
I see what you're saying. Okay. I wonder if somebody can
Hey,
help.
Irvin, I'll text you separately. Irving,
Okay.
Irving actually lives on Hawaii, so he's extra curious, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gotta join. Yeah.
Big Island.
Oh, right on. Irving and I talked earlier today. I'm so glad to see you on. Thank you. You pushed it. Thank you. Oh, let's go. All right. I'm going to take a peek here. Let's see. What do we have? Okay, I'm just going to start at the top. New Gator / sub 2 can also invest as a private money partner, correct? Not just for EMD. Yes. And so, Laura, this is open to anybody. I know I've got friends on here from my women's real estate network. And, but because Dustin and I are part of Sub 2 and Kaipo as well and Owners Club, and Dustin and I just came off of teaching the co-living semesters in Sub 2, we wanted to just really make sure that we were letting Gators and Sub 2 students know that we really want to support you getting into this for as little as possible. And so anybody can invest. You can invite your cousin, your brother, your aunt, your dog to come and invest as a partner with us. Absolutely, not just EMD. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Great question. Oh, yep. Sorry, interrupt.
I was gonna say, I don't think we mentioned this yet. So we
Yeah,
do, uh, we do have a couple like milestones that'll be coming in, but one of the first ones is the people that are already existing partners. They will get first dibs on the next deals. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like lifetime membership per se. Is essentially we would much rather bring in people that we know, we get along with, and then everyone gets to scale easy. We'll of course open it to the public along the way, but we did want to mention that it's like, hey, once you're a private money partner, it's like you'll get probably 48 hours notice before it goes public on all the other deals in the pipeline.
Yeah, good. Thank you for adding that. How does a credit partner work? I'm going to just share super briefly, and then Kaipo is really our investment coordinator. And so what we'll do is probably I would say after Squad Up Summit, we'll reach out to everybody that filled out the form. And I'm sure Kaipo will want to connect with you guys and go in more detail. But Kaipo, do you want to share real quick what a credit partner essentially is?
Sure. Sure. I mean, one thing we did forget to add is we're gonna be doing office hours as well in fractional. So I mean, you guys can bring all you guys questions to the office hours meeting. It ain't solidified yet. We got Squad Up Summit coming up, next week, and then we have a few more commitments in April. But we'll make sure we get that info out to everyone in the community. But so what a credit partner is it's a person who comes into the deal and this person gets equity stake, so they will get a share, right? They get a share, and what they do is they will be the person's, will use their credit and their name and information to go get the loan from the bank, but we will provide the proof of funds. We will handle all of the paperwork. We will do everything from A to Z, and the loan sponsor, right, the credit partner will stay in the deal. And actually, in this deal, we are using a credit partner. His name is Luke, and he's getting a piece of the deal. So, he didn't invest any money. He was just there. We put up all the money, verified we had the down payment and all that stuff with the lender for, the first position loan. So that's basically how that works, right? Just using your credit and you become an owner in the deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool way to build your portfolio.
With
But I
no
wanted
money.
to mention again, we did hit on the 70% cash flow. I don't know if I'll ever do that again, but we might, who knows? But I wanted to mention the true value though that this is bringing. It's so as Tracy and I taught co-living inside of Sub 2, 16,000 people. The reason I mention that is we can only help through DMs, calls, so many, but I can definitely reassure that the people that we're partners with, those are the people that we're going to try to help as much as we
Yeah.
possibly can.
Yeah. It was definitely a way for us to, again, just figure out how do we help more people. As you guys imagine, we get hit from all angles, and Dustin and I are both, and Kaipo and Audrey, we're givers. So we really do want to help people. There's just only so much time in the day. And so this was another like, how can we help more people in all the capacities? Kyle, someone asked, and I'm assuming it's yes, Roth IRA to invest. Is that a yes? Self-directed IRA? Oh,
Yes.
okay. A
Yep.
Roth and a self-directed, or just a self-directed Roth?
You can do both. As it's more about if you have a custodian, does your custodian approve of real estate transactions? We can work with pretty much any custodian. And as long as they have a bank account, we can accept funds.
Okay, thank you. This is a pre-existing property for sale on or off market, already generating revenue. Yes, and you'll be able to go back and look over the presentation because we did talk about that a little bit. It is, I can't remember if it was off or on market. Honestly, I'm sorry. It is already pre-existing. It's been in operation. Audrey, how long has it been in operation?
Like 3 years.
Yeah, it's
2 or
been
3.
a little over 3 years, and I think it was an off-market deal.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so it's generating revenue, James. And again, you can see those numbers if you go to our project tab on our fractional page. Okay, similar kind of next question. Oh, let me see. I can't read the whole rest of that. If we invest in the sub 2 fund, is it okay to use the same LLC? That's probably a Kyle question.
Your LLC invested into the Paces LLC, or the LLC you're a part of for Paces? Just needs additional clarity on that.
Oh, yeah.
If you are the owner of your LLC, you could use your LLC to invest into this one. But if you are a member of someone else's LLC and with a bunch of other people, you wouldn't be able to use that one.
Okay, yes, in sub 2 fund with Pace.
No,
So,
Christine.
okay.
Yeah.
So no.
No, you would need to have fully funded. Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
Ola, thank you for being the one to tell us.
Let me check. Refresh the
I
screen.
got a question for Kyle.
Hey, Skip, what's up?
Hey, Kyle. I was trying to figure out how do I confirm if it went through or not. I saw something weird after I hit the button.
What'd you see?
If I want to change the investment amount, is that normal to pop up?
That is a normal pop-up if you committed. Let me just double check on my end. I
It
had to
said
stop sharing my screen.
congratulations. So yeah.
Yeah, if you
I've been
said
working-
Congratulations, you're in, Skip.
Wait, Skip.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I
Yes,
apologize.
under Gerald.
Skip's been on probably over 100 calls with me, and this is his first investment. This is huge. I'm sorry to make it a big thing, but this is amazing.
It is. It is my first one. Yep.
Congratulations, Skip. That's awesome.
Great job, Skip.
After about
Welcome,
20 years, I
partner.
finally. Yep. Thank you, you guys.
I love that. You guys, thank you to everybody that just made this amazing dream come true. We could not be more excited to partner with people and just make a real impact in this space. There's a lot of work to be done, but I think when we all put our mind to it, we are going to be able to make some serious changes and impacts to how co-living operates around the country. Guys, Stella, Kyle, share with me. We do still have quite a few questions. I'm not sure the best way to tackle that. I know that we already have, as you can imagine, we are constantly underwriting projects. We'll probably have another project, I would say, under contract before Squad Up, and maybe as soon as we get back from Squad Up, we can, do a second raise for that project. So if people want to stay, I mean, should we go through and answer these questions if that's going to help people sort of solidify for next time, or what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, we can definitely stay on and answer some additional questions. If people don't want to do that, they can email us. I will include my email in the chat. Additionally, right now I'm seeing 270, so it's already oversubscribed. So we will have to go through. We'll keep a couple people on standby, just in case if any things happens in the sign and close stage, there might be somebody that needs to drop out, and then they would take that spot. But we will have to ask a couple people who committed funds. We'll have to reimburse their funds and prep them on your next opportunity
Okay.
Unless, of course, you are able to take on more capital for this deal, and maybe that's something we could talk about after the call.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
So, yeah, I mean, if I would, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to stay on and answer the rest of those questions. Should we do it? What do you say, guys? Team, what do you think?
yeah, let's answer the questions. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
good. I see a couple yes, pleases. Okay, great. Janice, could you put your question in the spreadsheet? If you scroll back up, you'll see there's a link to it. Maybe somebody else can go scroll and cut and piece up. Okay. Is this subject property being acquired sub two? No, it's not. So, it's traditional. So what we're raising for right now is for the down payment, the reserves, all the things that we went over, some money, so that we make sure that we can do some minimal repairs, that sort of thing. And then our credit partner, Luke, he will be helping us acquire the long-term debt. So we'll get a DSCR debt service loan for this. I'm
Yeah,
interested in being, yep, go for
I was
it.
going to say that credit sponsor part. One of the questions I got a lot is, well, why aren't you guys just using your own? Well, it's a couple of reasons. Is this will be Luke's first co-living deal. So it's a cool way to help someone get that under their belt. And then anyone that's gotten a loan, or especially a DSCR, it's time consuming. So it's like Luke's going to handle that while we just spend time looking for the next property. And so
Right.
it's a cool win-win where that we get it allows us to scale easier.
Yeah. It really truly is all about partnerships and scalability. And that's one of the things that we want to teach and share with you. I know Kaipo mentioned it. We are beyond grateful for our partnership. It flows well. It allows us to scale because we each bring something to the table that is unique. And we allow each other to run with what we specialize in, right? We're not overarching each other and questioning each other. And we know our role and we know what our highest and best use is. And so, again, it's like I don't need to spend my time, managing and dealing with the loan when we could bring somebody on and give somebody another opportunity. So again, it's just another way. Like we don't need to borrow $5,000, but why wouldn't we offer that to somebody, right? It's just another opportunity to bring a new person into the game. Patrick, I'm interested in being a credit partner as well as an equity partner. Are those different? Okay, great question. Um, an equity partner would be bringing the capital to 5,000 minimum for your one unit, or you could come in as a credit partner and earn one unit for your work as a credit partner. And again, if you filled out that form, Patrick, Kaipo will be reaching out at some point after Squad Up Summit, and I'm sure he'll have some sort of. Kaipo's probably like, "Great, now I am." Thanks, Tracy. But I know he'll do something to connect with you guys and make sure that all of your questions are answered.
No, I believe is Will. We have our integrator on there. Will, I'll work with Will and we'll make sure we get, we'll respond to everybody and get that squared away.
James, how common is it to find or get?
Now, is it possible you could call me at home? Since I'm Irving Harper, I haven't gotten any of your messages. Okay, I'll just stay on until.
Thank you so much, Irving. We are so grateful to have you. It's been really fun chatting with you prior to this. So thank you for pushing through all the little technical issues. So James asked, how common is it to find or get listings of existing co-living properties? For someone like Dustin and Audrey, it's really easy. Dustin has spent years building relationships with wholesalers, wholesale teams, and Audrey as well. She's invested the last 10 years in this industry. And so the two of them really work hard on the acquisition side. And we have more opportunities than we know what to do with. And so that again is part of partnering with us and working with us is we're going to be sharing these with you. There's going to be opportunities that don't work for us but they're going to work for one of our partners, and you're going to have an opportunity to have access to those before anybody else. Dustin gets amazing off-market deals, and he gets first dibs at them, usually 24 to 48 hours before anybody else. We'll be passing those along to you guys, the ones that don't work for our buy box. Sellers are selling. Someone asked, why do the sellers sell? And Audrey can maybe speak to this more. I think typically they're just looking for something different. They're wanting a different opportunity. But Audrey, what's your experience on that, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so we see these, there's definitely a market for resales on co-living properties. I mean, they're a cash flowing asset, right? And so we have started to see investors kind of, that's their niche, right? So they acquire them, they rehab them, they get them filled, and then they resell them. A lot of them were in the flipping business or are in the flipping business, so they don't like to hold on to properties too long. But I think this particular one, I know this investor has 6 or 7 pad splits, and they're all high performers. And I think they are just ready to part with this one. Maybe it's appreciated a bit since they bought it, and they're ready to move on. But we see a lot of resales now for various reasons.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, yes, that. What is a GP, a general partner, Alex? So that is the three of us. So Kaipo, myself, and Dustin are the general partners. So they're typically the people that kind of bring the project together. We'll oversee and manage the project. And we can go into more detail about that, I think, on another call. If you haven't invested with us, Alex, and you want more detail, you can email us and we'll be happy to share more. Hi, Leah. We again, this is like her questions, how did you come across the property? Magic. It's true. It is literally this was the magic of Audrey. How do you manage occupancy to ensure the property stays full? Audrey, magic. Again, Audrey brings so much experience with this to the table as a partner. It's really amazing that she just knows the ins and the outs of the things that help keep people in place. And again, those are the things that you'll learn by investing with us. You'll get the inside scoop on all those things. How is equity calculated for a $10,000 investment? So every 5,000 is 1 unit, and so it's the same. You just would multiply. 1 unit is, remind me, it's what's the percentage of 1 unit again, guys? I don't have it in front of me.
No, well, what we'll probably do is, well, pretty soon we're gonna do just a breakdown of like a lot of the details,
Yeah.
where we can, for everyone that's in the deal, we can, that way it's not like on my end, it's 9:15 at night, and I want to give my best answers as I can.
That's a
Um,
solid point. Yeah, good point. I'll just roll through these and then Will, do you mind putting our email address in the chat for us? And Will's another player on our team. He helps with a lot of the back end. If you still have questions, email us and we will get to you. So I'll just kind of roll through. I forget, I'm on the West Coast. To me, it's like I haven't even had dinner, but thank you for the reminder. Refinance goal, yes, about 5 years. The goal is really at 5 years, we'll take a look at where we're at as far as value and appreciation. And again, we're partners in this, so we're going to decide together whether or not we want to, refinance at that time or what. But typically 5 years is about the point that you would kind of take a look at that. Will the mastermind be open on the next project if you don't have 10K for this project? You probably, I would say so. I mean, that's the goal for us, Ray, is to just keep it growing, and then ideally, in a year from now, those of us that are in this first investment, we're going to be pros and you guys are going to be doing the same thing yourself. So, yep, we'll just keep the trickle effect. Do you only want community members? No, anybody can invest. So thank you, Kristen. Great question. Your mom, your aunt, your cousin, whomever. This is open to anybody and everybody that is interested. Do equity partners get depreciation benefits for taxes? Yes. Shishi, I can't answer any tax questions when you say, how does it work? I rely on my tax gal 100%. That might be something Kyle and do you guys? No, okay. I didn't think you talked about that. No, that would be your tax person. Absolutely. What is the minimum EDM for the project? I'm sub 2 member. Can I provide EDM if I'm not a Gator? Oh, that's a good question, Hector. We'll have to think about that. We really wanted to support Gators. Gators are we kind of get off to the side a lot. We don't get involved in everything. So we thought it'd be really nice to make something special for them to be able to get involved. But reach out, and we can talk about that. This particular EMD is 5,000. The 50,000 amount is the one unit, meaning one of the doors. I'm not sure, John. I don't know that I understand that question, but we can text about that after. Claudia, how does the credit? Hi, Claudia Brown. I hope you're still on here. How does a credit partner work in the EMD? Please, Claudia, I'll reach out to you.
Tracy, hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see your name and hear your voice. We'll talk. I'll reach out to you. Claudia, you guys, Claudia is a pro. What do you have? Do you have like 10 PadSplits now?
58 rooms, and we are under contract in Phoenix for another one, 9 bedrooms.
Claudia has helped me. She was my gal from day one. It's probably 2.5 years now, I bet.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you, Claudia. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I owe a lot of this to you. I was thinking about you this morning.
That's okay.
Okay, what if you sign up individual, can you move it over? If you sign up as an individual, Kyle, this is for you. Can you move it over to an LLC later?
Yes, you can.
There you go, Mary Beth. Yes, you can. If we use a credit card for the deposit, but we want to write a check from our SDRA for the full amount, can we do that later?
Yeah, so when your SDIRA commits funds, because we have to have certain LLC information to get the custodian to approve. Once they've approved the 100% of your investment, we'll reimburse the credit card deposit.
Perfect. I'm not sure I know the answer to this. How will we be contacted, sorry, to follow up this deal and the mastermind meetings? So Rosalia, is that if you've invested already? Is that what you're wondering is when will we follow up with you and hear about all that? I think maybe that's your question.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I've
Hi.
already invested, so I wanted to find out
my
how do we
gosh, I'm
follow
so
up.
excited to work with you.
I am too. Thank you, Tracy.
Oh my gosh. I will say that probably, if not tomorrow, Thursday, we will get an email out to everybody that has invested, and we will let you know what next steps are. This is our first project with Fractional, so we are still learning the next steps with them ourselves as well. But we promise one of our goals is to be really good communicators. So if not, Dustin and I might sleep all day tomorrow because we're working on this hard. We all have. Kaipo, oh my gosh, the work he put into Fractional for us is outrageous.
The patience.
The patience. You're so patient, Kaipo. But I would say if not tomorrow, by Thursday, you'll hear from us. That's a great question. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering.
And somebody from the Fractional team will be in touch with the committed investors tomorrow to outline next steps.
Cool.
Awesome.
Last couple questions. Do you have to file a Georgia state tax return when you invest in this property? Do some investors set up a Georgia state LLC for their ownership? Carmen, that's really a tax professional question. I really can't answer that. As far as the LLC, I'll just tell you on a personal level, I'm invested in a lot of different projects and funds. I have one LLC I use for syndications and funds and things that are similar because I have smaller chunks invested. So again, that's really going to be for a tax professional. Diana, so good to see you. Diana is currently funding one of flip that Dustin and I are doing. The EMD form asks if this is my first loan. Oh, it would be your first EMD. Nope, that won't disqualify you. That's cool. You're good. How would this be property filed on tax depreciation? Again, that's a tax person, we'll talk as an investor together, guys. Remember, we now own this property together. So in one of our original meetings, I know we're all going to have a lot of great questions like this. Part of the thing that is so cool about being in a partnership is there potentially is somebody on the team in our partnership that can answer some of these, or says, hey, you know what, I don't mind asking my tax professional, and then they'll bring the answers back. So when we first get together, we'll really divide and conquer some of these questions, but currently that's all that we have on the spreadsheet. It's 20 after 6, and I appreciate Kyle, Stella, you've been here, the whole team's been on here. It's just amazing to see. We still have 89 of you on here. I am like, I want to cry. I'm so excited right now. So if we don't have any further questions that we can't answer at a later date, I think it's time to hop off. Janice. You're gonna make me cry, Janice. I think you all have our email. Again, I can pop it in here. Let me just go grab that. And you can all email us here if let me grab that. If you have other questions that come up. And then if you have invested with us, you will hear from Fractional in the next day or two. You will hear from us by Thursday at the latest. And if you have questions in the meantime, there's our email. We probably will not get back to anybody tomorrow. We're tying up a couple deals. We're looking at another deal. So we've got a few other things that we've kind of put on the back burner to be prepared for today. But we'll be back at it 100% on Thursday.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys so much. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.